All right, homeowners in Abbotsford are starting to take some pretty big losses. Came across this listing today, listed at 1.175 million. Again, I'm not marketing it. This is just what's on the MLS right now. Not telling you to buy or sell it, but here it is. Okay, so listed at 117.5. Beautiful house up on the hill in East Abbotsford. You got some pretty good views of the valley. Looks like there's been substantial renovations done to this home because I think it's a 1970s house. Love this. The outdoor kitchen with the vaulted ceiling. Super nice, right? Yeah, so this is built in 77. So, this is I don't know, probably 150 grand, 200 grand renovation if I had to guess, something like that. And if we go look at the sales history of this guy, we can see that it was sold in February of 2021 for $890K. They tried relisting it for $2 million, didn't go until eventually in February or January 2022, they listed at 1,999 and they sold over ask for $2.15 million. And now they're listed at 1.175 million or 1.175 million. So my thoughts on this, right? I know everybody shares these on Twitter. People are making videos of these losses all over the place. And like the general consensus is every time these pop up, all I see is like all the comments being like, oh my God, look at this idiot that bought this house and lost money. I was selling homes at this time, and I can tell you that people were panicked, right? Because what was happening at this time was you would sell your house. Okay, so here's a good example, right? I remember hearing a story of a guy who sold his condo. He wanted to upsize to a townhome, right? They sell the condo, they go write an offer on a townhome, they lose. They go write another offer on a townhome, they lose. They lose 4 or 5 times in a row. And over the course of that next 5 weeks, the price of townhomes went up like 100 grand, effectively pricing them out of buying a townhome. So now they had 1 month until the sale of their condo completes, and they literally had to go buy another condo at a higher price. So they literally just ended up exactly where they started off, except probably in a worse condo than what they originally had at a higher price. Right? So people were buying these homes not because they're investors or speculators looking to make money. Like, this doesn't look like a house you would buy to try and make money. Like, I'm willing to bet these people wanted to live in this home and, enjoy the house, right? And then likely they paid 2.15 million, interest rates went up 5%, and now they can no longer afford this. And that is why they're having to dump this at basically a 50% loss. Adjusted for inflation, this could be as big as like an 85% loss in real value. To me, it doesn't look like they were trying to speculate or invest or anything. Like, we don't know the situation that they had, but people were worried at this time that they were literally going to be homeless because you'd sell your house, you'd lose in multiple offers 4 times, and then the closing date until you had to be out of your house, there would be like a month left. So at that point, you'd be like, all right, whatever the price is, we need to win. Let the realtor know we are going to be the buyers of this home. We need to win this multiple offer situation, whatever it is. And this is how sellers were getting pretty much any price that they wanted, because when you stand in the shoes of a buyer at this time in the market, it was like, hey, if we don't buy a house, then we have to go move everything into an Airbnb, pay $8 grand a month to rent out an Airbnb and moving fees. And then there's no guarantee that a month or 2 months from now, the price of real estate is going to be another 200-300 grand higher. And then we have to go buy a worse house than what we had before for an even higher price. So there was panic, right? And it didn't help that at this time, the Bank of Canada had verbatim word for word said interest rates will be low for a very long time. Actually, I think at this time they were talking about cutting, and then there was a January rate decision and then they never cut. But regardless, nobody forecasted rates going up 5% at this time. So basically what I'm getting at is this is crazy. Like, I feel for these people. This is a brutal loss. This is a wipeout of a loss. But what I'm saying is it could have happened to anybody, right? Like, I know another realtor that sold a townhome in Langley for 1.5 million. And even he was telling his clients, like, this is crazy. Like, are you guys sure you want to do this? And his clients were like, well, what do we do? Right? Like, we're going to be homeless in a month. Like, do we just go rent something and then hopefully prices come down? Like, what do you do in that situation? Right? You can make a bet that prices are going to come down. What if they don't? What if interest rates were low for another 2 years? Who knows? Right? Because we didn't see higher inflation until, basically summer of 2022. Not everybody is a greedy speculator trying to make money and leech off the public. Some people just wanted a house to live in, man. Now, again, not marketing these listings, but as per city requirements, I'm quite positive that you can actually subdivide this lot here in Abbotsford, and it's listed at $882,000 because it's 70-foot frontage. 9,400 square foot lot. I believe 70 feet or 68 feet is the minimum requirement needed to actually subdivide a lot. And then the square footage, I think, is minimum 7,200. Don't hold me on that. I'm not big into the development side. But again, like these kinds of lots were selling for 1.25, 1.3 million bucks at one point. Now this is listed at 882,000. So deals are popping up. People are losing a lot of money. I mean, that house is down 50%. At what point is it a good deal, right? That's the question here. I mean, I remember hearing a story, Ryan Pineda back in 2008. Homes in Arizona had gone down like 90% or something crazy like that. And he's working with a buyer. He's a realtor at this time. And there's a house listed for $100,000. It's like a 5-bed, 3-bath, like newer house. The client wants to write for $70,000. He says, okay, I'll draft up the offer. He calls the client. The client's like, actually, I think prices are going to go down more. I'm going to wait, right? Well, how much more do you want to wait? 70,000 bucks. You know, that's like a 95% correction, right? Like, are you wanting the house to be free, right? And I'm not saying that $1 million isn't a lot to pay for a house, but what I am saying is like, we're looking at as much as a 50% correction as it stands right now for homes deep into the valley. And as I've stated before on this channel, I really like the value of detached homes right now, right? I don't think there's much more downside for detached homes, right? The overall makeup of people who own detached homes are more affluent. They've lived there longer. They have higher equity positions, and it's less likely that they need to move than, say, somebody in a condo. So for all of those reasons, the people are less likely to be in trouble financially. They're less likely to put their home on the market. And on top of that, the overall supply of detached homes actually decreases every year because we knock them down and we replace them with condos and townhomes. So now we've had, 3 years of no price movement in detached homes, meanwhile, the overall supply of them is probably going down, and as well, the value of the dollar is going down. So at some point, I think that would start to register in higher prices. And if you're buying a detached home with a suite right now, it's pretty affordable because you can buy one $950K, $1 million bucks. And then after you rent out the suite, your mortgage might only be like, $2,800 or $2,700 a month or something like that. So yeah, there's deals out there right now. There's blood in the water, as they say. And if you're interested in possibly picking up a detached home, you want to work with me or find out some more information about working with me, you can book a call to chat with me down in the description. Otherwise, appreciate you guys for being here. I'm that Agent Kelly, and I'm making moves to move you. Peace.